My husband told me to quit the job I've loved for 20 years now that he's made enough money, or he'll divorce me, and my mom is on his side. Posted by you/throw row 0 For anonymity, I can't go into details, but my husband, 34M, has developed something in IT that's well known and it made him rich. I, 38F, am a chef, and I make probably 1/100th of what he does. It doesn't matter to me, however, because I love my job. We have a great life together. We had our first child, a baby girl, 3 years ago, and our twin boys are 9 months old. I have a few months left of my maternity leave, and with the country closing up again because of the new Omicron variant, I started getting worried that my workplace won't take me back. I voiced my worries to my husband a couple of days ago, and he just shrugged and said it's not like we needed the money. I was confused and told him that I knew that. It wasn't about the money. He just shrugged. I was a bit annoyed, to be honest, because I thought he didn't think it was a big deal that I might be out of work. Yesterday, I was still thinking about it, so I decided to talk to him again. He was confused and told me that I should instead be happy that I could spend more time with my babies. And he asked me why I insisted on working when we have 3 small children and he made enough money for both of us. He didn't like me working 4 to 5 evenings a week, including 1 to 2 weekends a month. I told him that I love my job and that I'm good at it. I've been doing it for almost 20 years now, and just the thought of not doing anything for the rest of my life is suffocating. He was visibly upset by then, and he accused me of loving my job more than my babies and him. I could always cook at home for the family, and if I was worried I would lose my independence, he could transfer the same amount I earned from my job to my private account monthly. I started crying, and he kissed and hugged me and told me that he loved me, but he has been thinking about this since our girl was born and he didn't like me coming home late at night. So I needed to choose between my job or being a family. I was startled. Did he mean it as an ultimatum? He did. He actually wants me to be a housewife or we go our separate ways. I went to my mom's place first thing this morning. She listened to me talking and crying, but when I finished, she wasn't indignant on my behalf like I expected. She was silent for a while, and then she asked me to think carefully about my next move. If we got divorced, I need to think about my babies. I will never be able to give them the life their dad is giving them, and I might lose them because of it. Is it worth it to change their lives so drastically and have them live in 2 separate houses? All that for a job. I have worked my whole adult life, and I could just see this as an early retirement. Many dream of this, why couldn't I enjoy it? I wasn't expecting my mom to say these things. She's always been this strong, independent woman who raised us to be independent and taught me to never rely 100% on anyone other than myself. Hearing her say all that made me question my feelings. Before I met her, I was totally sure I was right being hurt and angry, but now I think maybe I'm overreacting and that my husband's request wasn't that unreasonable. But if that's the case, why do I feel like my heart is swollen in my throat? Why does it feel like he made this ultimatum because he knew he has power and he's using it? Throw any suggestion or advice my way, and please be honest, because I feel I'm wronged here, and I'm having a hard time thinking from my husband's perspective. Relevant comments. Commenter. Hi, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I gave up a career I enjoyed years ago because I was asked to. Financial and emotional abuse due to alcoholism have brought my marriage to an end. Now I'm just screwed. No career, no prospects, nothing. I suggest working part-time, even a couple of days a week or something, just so you have something to fall back on. I wouldn't give up the time I got in the early years with my kids, but now, even though I've left him, I'm still completely financially dependent. It's not a great feeling for either of us at this point. Ask him if he'd be cool with you working a couple of days a week, just to give you something to get out of the house and do. Commenter 2. He sounds really poisonously controlling. He says he started thinking about this when your daughter was born but kept quiet about it and only sprang this ultimatum when the op was locked into the relationship by 3 babies. What will he do when she is financially under his control? Is it safe to trust this man? Commenter 3. Listen to this advice, op. When ultimatums start, it's the end of the marriage. Even if you decide to be a stay-at-home mom, he will use the same ultimatum for the next thing he wants. Commenter 4. I mean, if he became wealthy while you were married, that's your money too, by law. Op's response. He did not. He's much wealthier now, yes, but he started his business a year or so before we got married. We have a prenup. Update 11 days later. So I posted here about 2 weeks ago regarding my husband not wanting me to go back to work after maternity leave. I received a lot of really good advice. I just want to clarify some things about my post that many seem to have misinterpreted. I'm sorry my language wasn't very clear. I don't work 4 to 5 days plus weekends. I work 35 to 45 hours per week in total, and sometimes it's during the weekend. Being a stay-at-home mom isn't common in my country. Daycare is free, and we don't have a nanny. I'm saying this because I want you to understand why I was taken aback by this whole situation. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to stay-at-home moms. He can't get sole custody just because of his wealth or because of my work hours. It doesn't work like that here, thank God. But I'm thankful to those who express concern about that because I know this is the sad reality in other parts of the world. So, for the update, I've had long talks with my husband about everything that happened, trying to understand his point of view. I've told him that I can't see myself as a housewife, ever, but that I am willing to start looking for jobs with better hours, or finally start my own restaurant. I could start searching for a location in office buildings and open a lunch spot, so I wouldn't need to work evenings and weekends. He didn't seem happy at all with that suggestion. He asked me why I'm so insistent on going back to work. He said these last months have been the happiest of his life, coming home from work every day to his family, and that he thought I was happy too. I am. I love being with my babies all day, but just because I'm enjoying my maternity leave doesn't mean I don't want to go back to work. In fact, I'm enjoying every minute now because I know it's not permanent. We had a fight. He said he's always felt that I'm scared of him making much more money and that I'm afraid of being dependent on him. So if I'm insisting on working because I don't want to be dependent, he could pay me 10 times what I earn to stay home. I started crying and told him I'm not going to be a housewife and I don't accept ultimatums, so he should do what he feels is right. He said he's tired of feeling like his wife is intimidated by his success. He's doing this for both of us. I have to admit that I'm sometimes scared of him having more power than me. He said it's all in my head, but really, would he ever dare ask me to quit my job if he didn't feel he had the power to do it? Could I ask him to quit his job with that same ease? There's no denying the power dynamics in our relationship, and I have every right to be scared of it. So, there's been no real progress, and no matter how much I try to explain myself, he doesn't seem to understand me. And he probably feels the same way about me. It feels like we're on different levels. I've suggested counseling. He said he would think about it. Now we're just civil to each other, but we don't talk much, and we haven't been intimate since I first brought up going back to work. I love him and I miss him. I don't want it to end, but the ball is in his court now. My mom is very angry with me. We haven't spoken for a week. I don't know what to do about her either. Relevant comments. Commenter. I don't think it's fair of him to force this situation on you. You are a full person, not just a wife or mother. You deserve to live your life in a way that is best for yourself too. Women are all too often expected to destroy themselves entirely for motherhood in a way men are not, and that is simply unfair. Working gives you independence, which your husband seems threatened by, and adult socialization, which really is a need for mental health. Humans are social creatures and not meant to be alone, stuck in a house all day. If your husband can't understand that, then let him be mad. He doesn't get to control your life just because you two had babies. He's acting like you want to go party all day and neglect your responsibilities, instead of just be a regular adult doing regular adult stuff. Commenter 2. A lot of your husband's comments feel very worrying. Instead of listening to how your career fulfills your life, he's projecting a lot onto the situation about how your real worry is being dependent on him. I think you need to read between the lines here. He wants you dependent on him, and he will not be satisfied until that is the case. He seems very threatened by your desire to work and very controlling. A partner who really loves his partner will work with them to try to make sure their life is fulfilling, not demand their way or the highway. These are red flags. He thinks he can dictate what is best for you. This is the start of abuse. It's not okay, and I wouldn't suggest counseling with him. I honestly have concerns that if you stay in this situation, it could become very abusive. Please take that into consideration when you are thinking about what to do next. Ops response. I don't know what's going on with him. He has never been like this before. When we first met, we both told each other how important our careers are and loved that about each other. Now he's telling me he would feel more at ease if he knew our children were with me and not at daycare. Commenter 3. Many abusers ramp up their abuse after major milestones, like having a child. This is pretty standard stuff, unfortunately. It could be born out of anxiety he has about raising the kids and wanting to control that in a certain way, but that doesn't make it okay. Besides, if he's rich, what's wrong with him being a stay-at-home dad? I don't see him deciding he's going to volunteer for that role. Ops response. I actually asked him why he doesn't quit. He told me I was being childish. The thing is, when I told Mom that I asked him to quit, she also called me childish. So I don't know if I'm in the wrong here. I don't feel that way, but literally everyone else around me thinks I'm wrong. Commenter 4. Don't let them think you are insane. Look at what he said. He is so happy, it's his perfect life. He can have a career, a home, a wife, and a family. So why should he have one thing more than you? He can be happy with all of that, but you have to be happy with less than that? Just ask him if you deserve the same respect as he does. You are a human being before being a mom and a wife. You have hopes and dreams outside of the family. Ask him, if he doesn't want to give up his life outside the family, then why should you sacrifice your life outside the family for him? It's not equal. Second update 4 days later. Thank you, everyone, for the support. I won't be able to make any more updates because you're only allowed one. This is, however, not a big update, so I thought I could just add it here before the post gets locked. I will not delete this account in case I need more advice or have another update in the future that I can post as a news subject. My husband and I talked yesterday for the first time in 2 weeks, and he was the one who initiated the conversation. I saw my chance to try to find out why he's behaving like this and, at the same time, make sure that he knows I'm not backing down. I told him that while I'm enjoying my maternity leave, the thought of it being for the rest of my life suffocated me. I suffer from severe claustrophobia. I don't know if it has anything to do with this. I asked him why he's doing this. He knew my job was important to me, so why was he making this impossible request when he knew it would mean the end of us? If you're having second thoughts about our marriage and want an out, please just tell me the truth. He became very upset and accused me of trying to gaslight him. He said his reasons are legit, that there's nothing wrong with wanting his wife to be there for her family, and that the children won't stop needing me just because they went to school. I started crying. Sorry, I'm a crybaby, and I told him if this is over, he should know it is all on him. He started yelling, saying no, it was because I'm too stubborn and too self-involved to actually take a second and think about his wishes. I wanted to leave because I couldn't be with him anymore, but he said that it would be more convenient if he did. He's moved to our city apartment. I feel lost and hurt. I love him so much, but I don't think continuing this relationship is healthy for either of us. My heart is breaking for my children. I don't know what to do. For now, I will just sit tight and wait for him to send me the divorce papers. Thank you again for the help and advice. It helped a lot. P.S. Mom was here yesterday. We talked a lot, and she's finally getting on my side. I knew that when it came to it, she would be on my side, and I'm so grateful. Third update 10 days later. Thank you, everyone, for the support. My husband and I are separating. This is what he wants. As I suspected, it was about more than just me going back to work. He's been feeling resentment toward a lot of things about me, many of them I can't change, and the rest I don't want to change. It's not his fault or mine. We're just not compatible with each other anymore. I still have 14 months with my babies. Afterwards, all the children will be big enough for shared custody. I'm staying in the big house for now, but after the divorce, I'm going to move back to the city. I have been talking to my boss about my job. She will help me find a schedule that works around having the children, so maybe I will work lunch hours during the weeks I have them. My ambition is still to open my own, but maybe a bit further in the future. I still love him. I thought we were inseparable, but when he started resenting the very same things he loved about me, I knew this was hopeless. It sucks big time and hurts like hell, but here we are. Editor's note. Op deleted her account after this final update.